boys and girls, welcome back. Turns out you will be getting this week after all, at least for this series, although I'm also pretty far ahead of my recording, so you're gonna get videos this week as well for the main playthrough as well, but anyways, you know what this means, folks. We are back with our 100. It's me, Yoshi, welcoming you back to my 100% playthrough of Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition for Nintendo Switch. There we go, now he said it right. In the last video, we left off doing the battle and boss challenge for Toon Zelda and getting that A rank. Now we have to do the exact same thing for Ravio. After this, Yuka's the only character we have left, and after that's done, we will officially 100% in challenge mode. Yeah. That means we can start doing 3 videos instead of 2 again each time, and set them to our more normal time schedule, and we're going to be focusing on exclusively Legend Mode. That's the last thing we have to do to 100%. It's surreal to be able to get this finished. No, it has been quite repetitive, so in an attempt to take a break from it, you will not... Once I finish the playthrough, you probably will not see any Hyrule Warriors videos for a bit. But, of course, that also means is when we come back, you guys will probably get to see Age of Calamity next. It's even better than this game, which is kind of a hard thing to say when this game has a lot of different content you can actually get into. This just happens to be one of the more repetitive sections. You don't have to use magic all the time. You can just use regular attacks here too. Doing this. We can get more troops to appear here so we can annihilate them a bit quicker. Just probably faster. Got a couple of specials already. There's one good spot I know that gives a decent amount. We should that first. Okay, Ravio Special actually has a really good freaking range this time. This is one of the few characters we've had that has actually a pretty good special range. Doesn't really matter how many troops you take out of this, or at least like the way you take them out. It's almost always based off of the range, whether or not you do well using special attacks or not. If you don't have a good special attack, you simply will knock all the enemies. Ravio is a pretty good range. Best range we've seen in a very long time, so this should hopefully be an A rank for us, as well as make sure everyone's lined up properly. We also did the little bit of attack at the start too. That means we already had those down before the timer even started, which helps out a bit. Of course, there's so little troops at the start that it doesn't seem like you're getting much at first. The one enemy should actually give him a non-A rank, but who knows. If we use this right now, we might actually make it just barely. was right. That was incredibly tight. We're gonna count it anyways. It's less than 3 minutes. You have to get before the side hits 3 minutes or close to that to earn an A rank. So it's kind of mixed on whether or not it works. It's kind of funny how few characters can actually earn an A rank in that window. It really is that difficult to defeat that many enemies during the challenge. While only using special attacks, it's generally not actually the way to go in this game. Apparently, Ravio thinks he's not actually amazing. I don't know, I think he's new for what he does, honestly. At least in a straight line. Here, too. Wow, that was really quick. Just beating them all in this one cluster, and that made it go really fast. That was a really fast airing. There, we got that. Okay. Oh, that does not Wizrow. That's not a Wizrow. Not done to the complete run target there. Grab that so we can keep that to the boss. Like this, I think I can make it. Actually, yeah, we can actually keep it. Yeah, if we delay now, we should be able to kill him with one of the goofiest animations ever. Woo! This way he says that is so goofy. Ravio's kind of a funny character to watch, I'll say that much. This is pretty good. Victory as well. Oh yeah, he just goes, oh, I mean by victory animation, he just sits there. Okay. Alright. Well, enough of that. We're moving on to Rush Battle now, so we can show off his different abilities. Compared to the other characters we've used so far, at least in the last couple of episodes, he's definitely one of the better ones. He has head combo, so his challenge will probably be fairly fast, for the most part. I do want to make sure I'm testing certain things this time, so I will not be using specials on Dodongo here, because I want to see stuff. Last I remember, Ravio is one of the better combos in the game for bosses. It's very easy to spam. And what I mean by spam, I mean by basically this. That would just be taking out points. It's this one. You just do this over and over again. And it's really good because there's 4 projectiles you can hit with an enemy at once, so if they don't block them, sometimes you can get by all 4 of them, and it just does a ton of damage to bosses. especially the giant ones. We're pretty much just gonna do this for the day mode. And if you're a little worried, you could also do this. There we go, that's what I was trying to show. You could just bring the hammer down upon him. Yeah, see, that's definitely one of the better combos to take out giant bosses with. Just use ice or hits them with all form goals, and then they just kind of fall from there. We'll probably see his magic piece at some point. Whenever he ends it early, that is. Guess we could have shown it there. Being a rat or whatever. And for crane troops, yes, you also want to do the same thing, because this is pretty good range. But alternatively, you can also just, right after he throws the bomb, you can just do something different. For some reason, show it. That sometimes covers a big range. That combo's a little bit tougher to time than I expected. If you time it just incorrect, you get a weaker animation instead of what out of the actual full combo. This, but this one, that's what your normal you're gonna get when you stop it at the right time. Then there, just ending with that. Yeah, like we just saw there. It could be a bug, or it could be that it's registering as a completely different combo altogether. Oh, now we get to see the funny animation. Where did they all go? They were right there a second ago. We would get them all with that. Whatever, it's fine. Seems to have found a good spot again. It seems to be just staying in one area. Stuff done, but we also want to hit these troops so we can get more magic. Vice versa. defeated like 100 there with that one move. So yeah, it could be pretty powerful if you time it in a big group of enemies like that. Just the basic attack serve it, just so we could hopefully get more enemies defeated there. Well, you got very excited out there, huh? Glad we got out with our lives. Alright. Now, time for defeating other enemies, and we'll be able to move on to boss challenge after that. Let's quickly use fairy magic to annihilate these enemies. I guess I should probably answer your questions about fairy magic if they're gonna keep planets at some point, but if anybody's curious, yes, fairy magic is really overpowered. The reason why I'm able to do so well is I have a Bombos fairy with the fairy for reducing defense, but I have a pair with Magic Fountain Plus and Extreme Fresh Press, as well as, well, every other ability, since obviously I had to unlock every ability at least once as part of 100% due to a badge that requires that. See how we did that already. Anyways, yeah, we got 100% of that done, basically. I don't know if we need to amplify or not necessarily. I just like to do it as extra safety to make sure we hit that shield we need to finish this mission off. And yeah, that should be it. Yeah, we're done like that. That's pretty simple. But yeah, if anybody's curious, though, fairy magic is not even exist on the original version, nor the fairies themselves. At least in my fairy system. It was only added to Hyrule Warriors Legends later on the 3DS first. Thankfully, a free system. Doesn't require DLC, it's just a part of the base game. And then it was later added into this patch that also added in all the DLC from Hyrule Warriors Legends as well, hence why it's a complete game with all the DLC locked all part as one package now. But yeah, it's fairly simple to do, and I think starting on the next character, just because I can now, we'll use anti-boss formula on every fight beside except for the Wave battles, of course, to just really see how far we can push it. If we have enough, we might also do it for Wave Battle level 3 as well, just to see how fast we can get an AO count with anti-boss formula to quickly take out the giant bosses. Okay, I have a decent special with Ravio, so let's try this out and see what happens. Okay, seems good enough. We could probably just now using this. So yeah, this is a brilliant strategy you can do. You can actually do this on any character for any giant boss at any time. Have special stuff, but without special fountain, it's tedious and requires that you basically jump onto each individual first on its own before you can do anything. Which is that dude? He's basically attached near the end just to save a little bit of time there. Anyways, if we did so many specials before, we could set it up so we can quickly take him out later. That was not many troops there. We might have to use a second jack here. You only need 1,000 now in this first battle. Just down. Okay, skip the lawn animation and just used a few more melee attacks to get through that. Alright, we're done with that. But yeah, as I was saying, fairy magic is kind of broken. Basically, training the right skills and giving very specific food, well, or just giving them a bunch of vegetables and whatnot. You can basically make them gain powerful skills, and Magic Fountain and Extreme Crush are the most broken skills in the game. Extreme Crush's effect automatically knocks down any giant boss within its range, assuming the boss actually gets hit by it. Dodongo, for some reason, has a bug where he won't be hit by it. Goma can block it, and just do not hit by it. The other bosses will get knocked down by it all the time, though. Dodongo, that it can sometimes bug for. The way you fix it is Dodongo needs to be in an attack animation. Only then will it work properly. Since there's not really a good way to time it, I just kind of tree crush it and hope for the best. Probably do an alteration where we could probably just let a boss get up and then just special them when they get back up to see this lawn animation each time. Or not, we can just take them out before they even get a chance to do that. They go right here. Keep going. Once again, not recognizing where I am. I have a better idea. I'm gonna try to find Goma without magic. I mean, without... Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, without using, this. Without using specials at first, but if she gets up, then I'll use the special as she's getting up to try and finish her off instead. And the special completely missed anyway. Somehow the special did 0 damage to go and completely missed. I'll try to just break through some of this instead. Actually, probably more importantly, we should take out the troops for special and then try to use it again. If we still need Magic Fountain Plus. Or if you could just do the weak point thing, that works too. If goes the one boss you usually have to take out normally. Just defends way too much otherwise. So glad we won. That was pretty handy out there, don't you think? I think so too, Ravio. So yes, Fairy Magic is kind of broken. Magic Fountain basically gives you tons of fairy magic uses for like 1 minute. And it just destroys a large amount of enemies very quickly. It's the fastest way to do these defeat a certain amount of enemy type of missions. Oh, hang on, this is the one that we can save a bit of time on by using Antios formula here. To make sure we use that. Get some more back whenever we do the other missions too. Even though I am going back into Legend mode, I am a bit worried since I haven't played it in a while, so I'll probably play each mission at least once on the difficulty before our hero mode, just to hopefully get reintroduced to the game to make sure I know what I'm doing. Finally got one of them down, normally. It just did not want to work for some reason. Now, I'd rather special fountain them now. This is taking way too long. Okay, he does move slightly. I don't think this is a good enough range to consider doing the other stuff, and Goma already came to me anyways. So coming to me too, we're probably gonna have to do whatever. That already cut out a big chunk of troops. Nice. Okay, it didn't seem like they were gonna come in, so we're gonna do the strat now. That stun is also just to make sure they don't do anything against me while I'm waiting. Part of the reason why I normally use specials here, though, is because we're going into Manhandla, which is typically one of the most annoying bosses to deal with normally. The specials are mostly actually to just protect against all the attacks they do, so they don't screw us up. We've won before with just taking out the Ardrock, so we probably are okay to just skip them on to the next run, but I also had those extra troops there for we can make it work though. We just need to make sure we're taking out pretty much everything here. If we need to, this Goma might come right to us as a backup. There's not much here now. There should be one more on the right we can take out. Off. This once. Sure, we have enough food. Okay, so apparently, depending on the setup, going down can be slower if you do not have a prepared setup for specials. The normal speed strategy is go down, take out all those manhandlas in one massive group, and skip the Goma on the side and just try to round him, or him instead. And that generally gets you what you need. And here, we have to do this slightly different. Of course, Lana's still gonna have a much faster time than any of these other characters. She was one of the characters we didn't even use magic that's on, but to be fair, we didn't need it. Her special was so strong already, we could just use that to just annihilate for everything, anti-boss formula or not. With anti-boss formula though, it probably just completely annihilates enemies in one hit. That strategy that I mentioned there, that's specifically designed with Lana in mind, which is why if I picked only one character, I would have to go with Lana because she is pretty broken for this challenge mode. We probably will still get to see some of her strong specials. We just not sure if they're gonna do as much damage as they should. Okay, let's crash you down. Oh, I think, yeah, Manano's big cover. Almost forgot about. Oh, he did the thing like almost immediately. I wasn't expecting it. But he still had them all anyway. By the way, if you were wondering about the confusion between Manhandle and a different version of the other set, then it's likely you might have got them mixed up with the version you see in Twilight Princess. I know I've made that mistake before. They do kind of look similar, but it's not based off that. It's actually based off of, since a lot of this is supposed to be have some references to the original game of Legend of Zelda. Makes sense that because series are based off of that. But anyways, the main thing that this is based on is the bosses from that area. We have the Dongo, which appears in that game. We have appears in that game, and that manhandle setup is closely based off of the actual handler from the original Legend of Zelda game, which you have to defeat its 3 heads normally to take it out. And similarly, you have to knock down its spare heads in this game in order to weaken it, in order to defeat it. That's how it's actually based off. That is a big Legend of Zelda, and I have already known that. Just before I initially played this series, I used to get this in the Twilight version, then this Twilight Princess version of the same boss, kind of mixed up. It's called something completely different in that game, I'll say that much. It's definitely not something completely different. I'll just let it do the thing again. Yes, if you're wondering, the reason why I was doing that extreme crush in that particular way, you don't do it exactly like I do it. For some reason, you don't it just pisses me down for some reason. It's a thing that I wish they would fix. This extreme crush is supposed to hit through everything except for dark bosses in this challenge mode at the very least. someone just completely blocked that attack. That was one of the few sword bosses that blocked most attacks. That's why it's so annoying to deal with. That's why I call her more annoying than Manhandla. I do need to say that multiple times. When people first play this game though, to be fair, Manhandla is a pretty tough boss. He can do a lot of damage here. But I think Goma is a harder boss for several reasons. The main one being it's way harder to take out than the other bosses. She often makes us, as the runners, waste a lot of time because she'll block all extreme questions for the most part, at least most of the time. And half of the time she doesn't always do what she wants to do. And then on top of that, she gets up incredibly fast, blocks those combo sounds, and it's very hard to do her though. Blocks pretty much everything in some cases. She can even kill her to begin with. It's this mechanic that I don't like about her. That's so hard. She also too can do a surprising amount of damage with laser if you do not know what to do to dodge it, and that's why I do not like it. Calling him. You could maybe call this something different, but personally I'm much worse than Manhandla in my opinion. Just because Manhandla lets you know what to do. It's really just guarding and other stuff. You know how to beat Manhandla is much worse bosses. He's still pretty annoying when you're trying to take out other bosses though. So you typically just want to take him out. Unless you hit other Manhandlas, then you very much just got to avoid the attacks whenever you get a chance. But alone, he's not that good at all. Alone, Goma's more difficult. Probably, in my opinion, that's fine. So now I've shown that off, I think it's about time we see you guys when the timer is concluded, and with it, the battle as well. See ya, actually, since we're fine. Oh. Never mind, you know what, I'll see you guys. Hello, boys, girls. Timer's included, with it, battle as well. I think Ravio is pretty handy out there, at least that's what he says. Alright, moving on. We gotta hammer some more dudes as we go into the next area now as well. That was a lot of weapons we just found there. If anybody is confused about whether... Oh, I guess before somebody else drops this ever setup on me, if anybody wonders, oh, did we do the amiibo setup yet? Watch the early parts of videos. We already did the amiibo achievement. I even check it one extra time later, since it's been so long since I came back, so I kind of just did it for as long as I could. But yeah, I pretty much just used amiibos at the start of every episode that I could. At least recording session that I did in a day. And by spreading them out, I was able to get the Amiibo Warriors achievement for getting 100 Amiibo awards. So if you're wondering if I have done that, yes, I've already done that. You'll probably see that again, though, once we get that setup done. That's kind of an achievement where, honestly, if you're worried about it, just get 5 unique Amiibos. That's the maximum you can get per day. You don't even need that many, just a couple is fine, but I personally just prefer going with 5 because you get a little bit more rewards that way. You can also optimize the rewards for getting better weapons, especially if you wait long enough by taking Link, and then taking Zelda, and Tears. Pretty excited about this. Kind of weird that Arthur kind of flies back a little bit when we hit him with the thing. Yeah, this works. Somehow we did not get interrupted by the other eye drop, and we are able to main sail, so that helps out a bit. Alright, idiot. Stop running away. They really aren't counters half the time. It seems like they'll just run away for no reason. Someone really needs to fix their box where they all just go straight towards the pair. That would make them a bit aggressive though, but like, you don't want to waste time going through them all the time. So it makes more sense to do other stuff. Okay, since that took a bit, let's use a special to hit them both. Out of the way too. Hopefully we can just attack the other one normally. I don't know how long we said. Might be about, yeah, okay, I made it. Okay, so you have to be pretty tight with target ranges to take down on Hydra. And now, I only worked the last time because we had Screen Crush. I have to Screen Crush more. Probably did a normal strat then. Big ice shot on top of them like tomorrow. Alright. Wait for that. This'll be a good AoE for taking out the re-deads later on. Okay, Summoner is over on the far left. Good to know for later. Summoner is far left. I'm saying that right now because half of the time I forget where the Summoner ends up. That's it, Gano's being a jerk, so we have to do that strat against them. We have so we may as well just use this. Didn't get a good Gano anyway, may as well do that. Take out the Summoner now, so it stops being incredibly annoying to me. Once again, the Donga did his move when I was ready for him. Alright, it's gonna be a Brad again. We're just gonna knock him down. So there we go, we finally got to see what it's like to knock down a monster. Actually, it's pretty efficient. Not sure how much faster it is than doing the other strat. Looks like it works just fine. Looks like we're dropping this magic down. Usually want to use this. Oh, we hit that other knob as well. Cool. We have a full line of defense to it too. We have to do a lot more damage to Donald than I was expecting. Alright, well, we're about to 6 out of heart and just that strat that boss, so once again, we'll see you when the timer is inputted, and with it, the battle as well. So then, see ya. Alrighty guys, the timer's concluded with the battle as well. That was a pretty fast ending too, I didn't know I expect that. But, we're done. Usually, they do a voice line for that. Dialogue hour. It didn't matter there. We got through just fine. So now we're going to do Brave Battle level 3. No, I'm not going to do the Feign. I think for fun, because Brave Battle 3 has been trolling me a bit. If I have extra, I'm going to see what anti-boss formula I can do in that part as well. I'll be using anti-boss for that and then probably specialing through the enemies to get through them instead. And this will be the last time we see a mostly normal battle of this. Okay, we're just gonna do this usually do. Big difference is I don't think I use it. Okay, we got at least one. We're just gonna focus on this one first. We're gonna defeat it right away. So we're gonna probably end up messing up now. Somehow they both did the Feign right away. Somehow still got the other one, just like getting hit by like so many Feigns there. Once they're actually sort of behaving like they should be doing for once. Two of us would finally attack me, that would be nice. There we go. It's just simply not enough. Let's do a shape attack. Okay, just doing that, although this took a lot longer, it seemed like this worked out just fine in the end. You saw where the bandit was starting already. So, let's defeat these guys right away. Immediate jump. Of joy. You know, I'm right next to Goma. Okay, finally got a set full. I was wondering when that would happen finally. We need to be fast. Not sure I want to make tip, but we did try to smash that as soon as possible. That jump kind of messed up my set, though. Oh, that was really fast. Well, since I asked it at a time, we're going to have to stuff it twice here. A lot of damage. Okay, good. It said I foiled the enemy plan, which is good. That's ideally what we wanted. Alright, stop being deuces, go up, please. Okay, a different one, and then I'll just go for that one instead. Whoa, okay, that was actually pretty aggressive. They didn't run away, instead one of them tried to jump on me instead. Jeez. That was a little scary. Oh, hang on. Sorry, some of us still got a few other things to do. So yeah, forget that happened. We're still partying. Everything's fine. Don't worry about that. Wow, we did so much damage. We're just gonna settle her down now. It's too late to do a different strat now. It's because we used the special while the other things around. Got this to happen. Hey, well, we better use special fountain right away, just so we have that up for later. Not sure what was going on there. A little weird. You see, in the outside of them, I have a very specific setup that I usually tell to my friends or family members that I'm recording, not to come in the room, and usually that works just fine. For some reason, that time, for some reason, it didn't. I don't know why. It happens sometimes. Oh my goodness, what is going on? I have, like, no HP on. I didn't want to use a special on you. Should have probably just done it anyway. Do this. Probably take out the first couple manhandles we see normally. It's not ready for that block yet. Okay, we barely got him. It didn't help that we didn't have easy attacks. Just slightly not faster than Ganon from before. Just the raw speed I'm getting from this is really helping take out these manhandles pretty quick. Yeah, so we normally are supposed to use magic earlier. Seem to matter. Avoided that attack there. Better take out a wandering spirit before it does anything annoying. Alright, now we just need to string cross the R2 manhandle and something like that. Sorry about that weird thing that happened again. I promise you, everything is fine. Alright, grab a lap. Let's take out this last manhandle and then we can move on. Time to conclude with the battle as well. I know I'm saying that a bit early, but I do like to say that a lot and just like that. Okay, well before we do this, let's remove the annoying threat that is this that will not stop coming back. Bad friends as well. Yeah, I'll take you out, and your Rita friends too. Hold on. Why not? Okay, yeah, figured that's where he was. Could have been anywhere else. They usually try to spawn this far away from here. spot as possible. Like, makes sense. Alright, now we're done with that, so... I almost forgot, yeah, this is Ravio's standard session. I almost never use this. Okay, that seems a little weak, unfortunately, at least compared to the other standard sessions we saw. But anyway, now that we've seen that, I'll see you guys included with it in battle as well. Until then, and good luck, and yeah, see ya. Alright, guys. Timer is concluded, and with it the battle as well, which means, yes, we are done with the first part of Ravio's challenge mode. I'll see you guys in the next episode where we tackle the second part of Ravio's challenge mode, which is of course going to be the survival battles. Until then, leave a like if you enjoyed this video, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.